All right, it's 5 PM. Let's call the Human Resource Committee to order. To my left, I have HR Director Dawn Urbans. To my right, Scott Kellogg, Secretary, and Joe Zerf, who is present. First item on our agenda is an update on the health insurance renewal with Aspirus Arise for 7/1 of 19.
All right, so we have good news. They came in with a flat renewal, which means no increase. Our brokers had done a calculation. They had conservatively shown that it would probably be a 7% increase. If we pushed it, they thought possibly 13%. However, insurance carriers don't generally agree to that. A flat is usually a flat, and they'll go across with a 0, which we'll take that, but we will try to get a little bit better if we can get reduced rates. I mean, that would be even better. So one of the components too is that they're only going on 6 months worth of data. It's just, really, and maybe a little bit more. So July 1st, but we really were transitioning July 1st. The claims actually started hitting September 1st. So basically, I mean, they're looking at a period of September through March 31st. So that's not really much to trend claims and one for predictability, but that looks good. We should have some definite numbers by the June meeting. However, I'm thinking that the committee would approve either a 0 or a reduction.
I would,
Yeah,
welcome it.
especially nowadays.
Yeah,
So that's pretty much the update that I have.
perfect, thank you. Item 3 is discuss approve to renewal dental insurance for Delta Dental 7/1. With rates will remain unchanged also. At 35 single, 95 family. And it also says Delta Dental claims are increasing and an increase may be necessary for 2020.
So basically, because our health insurance came in so good, lower than we had expected, we feel that we are able for right now to go across with no increase for the dental rates. We'll have to look at it again probably in the November timeframe to see where we're turning to see if an increase is necessary. But for now, we would like to renew with Delta Dental.
Perfect. Anybody else want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to renew the dental rates with the rates remaining unchanged.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposition? None. All right, the next item is discuss and approve a revised Workman's Compensation policy that incorporates a revised injury reporting form.
All right. So there is an executive summary before the policy that I had prepared. Basically, we were having some confusion with our injury reporting and our accident, our property accident damage report. They were labeled the same. United Heartland, our carrier, provided a different reporting form for us to use. So I would like to incorporate that into our policy. The other item I noticed was that we had 2 duplicative policies currently. I'd like to combine that into one. And we do have a revised return to work procedure. So if you look at the policy, sections 9 and sections 11 are basically the highlighted part that I have. A little bit further. I'm going a little bit too far.
Other?
So basically, return to work policy, HR recently had an incident where we didn't receive a return to work form signed by the physician prior to the employee returning to work. Actually, we got it after he had already returned. So we didn't have time to analyze it, review it, clarify if we needed to. In this particular situation, I would have liked to have clarified a little. Individual return to work, had a subsequent accident, and now potentially it could be a workers' comp claim. It wasn't previously. So basically what I wanted to do is to make the return to work process very clear, so HR has that return to work slip and we have time to review that And so we can clear or clarify if we need to, prior to that employee actually being returned.
That makes sense.
Is that just workman's comp related injuries,
Well,
or is it?
Well, it
is
could
it-
relate to FMLA too,
Oh,
and
okay.
it kind of depends. FMLA, you know, if it's a maternity leave, it's not gonna relate. If it's, something where they had a surgery and they may have restrictions, then it would relate.
Okay.
So, yeah, there may be, a few other policies. We'll have to maybe revise the return to work policy as well.
And it doesn't explicitly say, but obviously if someone fills out a work injury form because they, I don't know, cut themselves, but they didn't miss any work, obviously they wouldn't need a return to work form or anything.
Right, it's just
Okay.
that they're taking off work for a period
Sure.
of time. That's true.
Okay.
So that's really, those are the only changes that we've made to the policy.
In that duplicate policy, was there,
So there were basically two policies that were identical, and I think the gist may have been one was filed under workers' comp and the other was filed under injury reporting.
okay.
I'm guessing that was the reason.
So in our motion, we wanna include the, to revise the workman's comp policy and combine those two, or?
I
Is that
would
what we're
say
looking
to make a motion to revise the policy as presented. I
Okay.
think that would be clear.
Okay.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Kellogg, second by Zerflu, to approve the revised workman's compensation policy as presented. All in favor? Say
Aye.
Any opposed? No, all ayes.
Okay.
Number two, the standing item of current city job openings. And there's a
Right.
list.
Okay, there is a list. So the civil engineering tech was just posted. The IT manager is posted. We are in the process actually this week of conducting interviews for that position. We also are in the process of conducting interviews for the GIS coordinator. We hope to, in the near future, be making an offer for that position. We do also have a seasonal engineering tech intern and a GIS intern open, the senior city inspector, and also a common laborer position, and that was just posted a few days ago. So all of our jobs can be found posted on our city website. Oh, and the patrol officers, that ends May 24th. For anyone that would like to get their application in.
Have they interviewed for Somerville? You know,
Yeah,
part-time?
yes,
And
yes.
that's taken care of?
Basically, all of those are secured. I think there's one individual that's still hanging out there trying to make up his or her mind,
Okay.
but most of those are filled. Yes, so we're ahead.
Sounds good. So our next item is in open session. The committee will vote to go into closed session under sections 19.85, parent 1, parent E of this Wisconsin State Statute, which reads deliberation or negotiation for the purchasing of public properties, the investment of public funds, and conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. While in closed session, the committee will discuss ongoing negotiations, strategies, and parameters regarding a successor labor agreement with the International Association of Firefighters, Local 425, and the Wisconsin Professional Police Association. So if we can get a motion to go into closed session,
So moved.
I'll second.
and a roll call vote, Mr. Zerflu?
Aye.
Mr. Kellogg?
Aye.
And I also vote aye to go into closed. No nays? Sounds good.
All right.
All right, we just returned back into open session. The item was to discuss negotiation strategies with the Fire Local 425 and Wisconsin Rapids Professional Police Association. Our next item is in open session. The committee may discuss and ratify successor labor agreements with WRPPA and/or the IAFF Local 425. So with that being said,
I'll make a motion to ratify or approve the successor labor agreement with the Wisconsin Rapids Professional Police Association.
I'll second it.
So we have a motion and a second to approve the tentative agreements or the successor labor agreement with WRPPA. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposition? And it carries. Set next meeting date. Well, Wednesdays, we see that we have court going on downstairs, so that eliminates the first floor conference room. A potential thought is, I do enjoy, or the thought of having the meetings, all three of them on one night, and if that's possible. And I think 4 o'clock does not work within this committee, and potentially maybe it might work with finance or public works. And maybe one of those two committees could take the 4 o'clock hour, and then we could take maybe the 5 o'clock hour.
That makes sense. Could you talk to the other chairs
Yeah,
and among yourselves and decide, I guess?
yeah, yeah.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
see if somebody would be willing to take that 4 o'clock spot.
I like to go to the other committee meetings, because then you know the background to what comes up at the common council,
Yeah.
rather than just a line.
Yep, but you can come to one night and you can catch all three.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing, I notice sometimes you can never predict, cause you could have a 3
Right.
item agenda and it could be a 2-hour meeting.
Right.
You could have 10 things and you're out of there in 20 minutes, you know, but, I guess if you know that something's gonna be long, maybe we could schedule one up here and have it recorded or something, and,
Yeah,
but I like the idea, all the committees meet on the same night, it helps the public out too, you know,
Right.
so,
staff and everybody can plan that the first, let's say Tuesday is the day, and
you know,
First Tuesday.
potentially,
What
yeah.
you're thinking.
Yeah, it'd be nice, because then it gives time for minutes to be compiled. If there's any questions or any follow-up that any council people want to do, we can do that before that council meeting. But I think ultimately it's going to come down to if there's another committee that could slot into that 4 o'clock time. So why don't I try to find that out? And then we can plan from there. So right now, we won't set a date quite yet.
Okay.
That works?
Sounds good.
All right, next item is adjournment.
Move to adjourn.
All right, we have a second?
second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? None. Just like that.